Hi, nice to meet you. I'm Marco, your guide through history. Today we travel to one of the largest and wealthiest cities of the medieval world. The year 1200. Close your eyes for a moment. And when you open them, we are walking through the streets of Cairo.
It is a September morning in the year 1200, and Cairo is waking up as one of the largest and wealthiest cities in the world. The twin cities of Al-Qahira and the older Fustat are home to an estimated 200,000 people. More than Paris, more than Constantinople, more than any European city of this era. For comparison, London around 1200 has roughly 25,000 inhabitants. Cologne is considered a metropolis in Europe with 15,000. Saladin, Sultan of Egypt and Syria, has been dead for 7 years. His Ayyubid dynasty continues to rule. The citadel he began building in 1176 is still being expanded. The city is growing, trade is flourishing, and knowledge flows through the libraries of Al-Azhar.
This reconstruction is based on AI, using the travel accounts of the geographer Ibn Jubayr, who visited Egypt in 1183, and documents from the Cairo Geniza, along with modern archaeological studies of Fustat.
Our route takes us through 7 stops, from dawn in the narrow residential alleyways to nightfall, when oil lamps cast their glow through mashrabiyah lattice windows into the darkness below.
We stand here in one of the narrow alleyways of Fustat, the older district to the south of Al-Qahira.
Fustat was founded in 641, more than 500 years before this moment. The city around you is not young. The houses are built from mud brick and cut limestone, 2 to 4 stories tall. The most striking feature are the mashrabiyahs, wooden bay windows with intricately carved lattice screens that project out from the upper floors over the alleyway below. They filter the harsh light, let the breeze pass through, and allow residents to observe the street without being seen themselves. For women from wealthier households in particular, the mashrabiyah is their window to the world. The alleyways are narrow, often less than 3 meters wide. No direct sunlight reaches the ground except when the sun is directly overhead. But in September, that is exactly what protects you from the afternoon heat, which can exceed 35 degrees Celsius. In the courtyard of a merchant's house, the day is beginning. The courtyard, the heart of every respectable home, is paved with limestone, a small fountain at its center. Women manage the household and its supplies. A water carrier, known as a saka, brings water from the Nile in leather skins. Public water wells exist, but the Nile provides fresher water. A house of this size receives 10 to 15 deliveries per day. The Sarkar earns 3 dirhams daily, a modest but reliable living. Children carry, sweep, and help bake bread in the communal oven at the end of the alley. Poor children become apprentices at age 10. Wealthier ones receive formal instruction. The smell of the morning, dust, animals, fresh bread, and above it all, the faint scent of the Nile that always accompanies a Cairo morning. As the first traders open their shop doors and the alleyways begin to fill, our path leads us to the heart of city life.
The path leads into the covered alleyways of the souk, a labyrinth of traders, craftsmen, and customers stretching over several kilometers.
Cairo's bazaars are organized by trade. This is no accident. It is urban planning logic. The spice market sits near the mosque because perfume and incense are needed for prayer. The metal market is placed at the edge of the city because hammering and fire mean noise and fire hazard. The paper market sits near the schools and libraries. In the spice souk, sacks are piled high with pepper from India, cinnamon from Ceylon, ginger from Yemen. These goods travel across the Indian Ocean, through the Red Sea, and into Egypt. Cairo is the crossroads between east and west. A pound of pepper costs around 8 dirhams, significant but affordable in a trading city that lives and breathes these goods. Merchants from Syria, from the Maghreb, from Persia, and even the occasional Christian trader from Genoa or Pisa move through the alleyways. The Geniza documents, Jewish trade letters from this period, record commercial relationships linking Cairo, Tunis, Palermo, and India in a single network. Globalization as a concept is new. The reality behind it is 1,000 years old. A merchant weighs saffron on a precise scale. Weights are officially calibrated. Cheating on measurements is a serious offense under Islamic law and is publicly punished. The mutasib, the city's market inspector, checks measures, quality, and prices. He is everywhere and nowhere at once. As voices call out in Arabic, Persian, and Berber languages all at once, our path leads us to the source of all life here.
We walk down to the Nile. In September, shortly after the annual flood, the water level is still high.
The flood, the Nile inundation, known as Al-Wafa, has just receded, leaving the fields along the river fertilized with rich silt. Egypt's agriculture depends on this annual flooding more than on any other force. On the bank at Fustat lies the oldest harbour district of Cairo, the gateway to the city since the Arab conquest of 641. Riverboats with triangular lateen sails are unloading their cargo: grain from Upper Egypt, timber from Sudan, stone for the citadel, amphorae of olive oil from the delta. The Hamalun, the dock labourers, haul sacks and crates. They are organised in informal groups and work for daily wages. An experienced Hamal earns 4 to 6 dirhams a day, work that is physically devastating. Many men's backs and knees do not hold out past the age of 40. The Nile is a lifeline in more than one sense. Beyond transport, the river feeds the city directly. Nile perch, catfish, and tilapia are caught daily. A fisherman on the Nile makes his living, when catches are good, by selling directly on the riverbank. Fresh fish goes for 2 to 4 dirhams per pound. Salted fish that keeps for weeks sells for half that. The water glitters. Boats with white sails drift slowly downstream. There is a calm in this image that the city behind you does not have. As ropes are tied to posts and goods change shoulders, the call to prayer rises in the distance.
The Mu'azzin's call to prayer, the Adhan, rings out from the minaret of Al-Azhar across the city's rooftops.
It is midday, Du'a, the second of the 5 daily prayers. Al-Azhar was built between 970 and 972 by the Fatimids, 2 centuries old, venerable, but no ruin. It is not only a mosque, but for generations one of the most important centers of learning in the Islamic world. Scholars from across North Africa, the Near East, and Persia come here to study or to teach. Step through the gateway into the open courtyard. The floor is white limestone. A fountain stands ready for wudu, the ritual washing before prayer. Men wash their hands, face, arms, and feet in calm, practiced movements. The washing is purification and preparation at once, no rush, no hurry. In the covered galleries, scholars sit on mats with students gathered around them in concentric circles. They study Quranic interpretation, Islamic law, grammar, astronomy, medicine. Books are precious. A well-executed manuscript represents weeks of copying work. Cairo has public libraries, a legacy of the Fatimid period. An elderly scholar is explaining a legal case. May a Muslim buy on credit from a Jewish merchant? The students debate, citing Hadith and Quran. These legal discussions are no abstraction. They are practical guidance for the marketplace just outside. Al-Azhar has no clocks, but it holds the rhythm of time. 5 prayers a day structure every day for every Muslim in this city. As prayers murmur quietly through the courtyard, our path leads us uphill to the most visible expression of worldly power.
Climb up to the Citadel on Muqattam Hill, the highest point in Cairo. Saladin began its construction in 1176 as a fortress and administrative center.
In the year 1200, the Citadel is still a building site. Scaffolding, stone masons, the smell of fresh mortar. But the walls are already standing, and the view from up here is the view of power. From this vantage point, you can see the entire city spread out below. Fustat to the south, the older, denser, more artisan quarter. Al-Qahira to the north, the Fatimid foundation with its palaces, and Al-Azhar. Between them, the growth of an expanding metropolis. Soldiers patrol the walls. The Ayyubid army is partly made up of Mamluks, men of Turkish origin, enslaved and trained as soldiers. Their loyalty belongs to the Sultan, not the city. They speak Turkish among themselves and Arabic on duty. In 100 years, these Mamluks will seize power themselves. Officials in wide linen robes carry scrolls between buildings. The Ayyubid administration collects trade tariffs, manages taxes, and coordinates grain supplies. The Sultan's court is receiving a delegation from Syria today. Diplomacy is a daily matter in an empire that spans Egypt, Syria, and parts of the Near East. The contrast is sharp. Up here, silence, order, and a commanding view. Down below, the noisy, living, chaotic city. Power always looks down from above. As messengers hurry down from the citadel into the city, we follow them down to the workshops.
The midday heat has eased. The workshops that closed at noon have reopened.
The hammering from the metalworking quarter can be heard from a distance. A coppersmith is crafting lamps. Flat, bowl-shaped bronze lights with geometric engravings. His work is not merely functional. It is a craft, art form. Cairene metalwork of this period is celebrated across the Islamic world. An intricately engraved bronze basin can be worth more than the monthly wages of several craftsmen. In the textile quarter, men are dyeing cotton fabrics in large stone vats. Indigo gives a deep blue, saffron a warm ochre yellow, cochineal-like agents produce red. The dyes arrive through trade, indigo from India, others from the Near East. The dyed fabrics hang to dry above the alleyways, strips of colour against the sandy tone of the houses. An apprentice, 12 years old, is polishing a copper pot under the careful direction of his master. Craft skills are passed down through imitation and instruction, not through books. A master craftsman is employer, teacher, and guardian to his apprentices all at once. The tanners work at the city's edge. Their smell makes a central location impossible. Animal hides are processed in pits of tanning solution. Leather from Cairo, especially fine Safian leather, is exported across the trading world. The workshops close at sunset. Then a different part of the day begins.
The night over Cairo is warm and dusty. The houses have absorbed the heat of the day and are now slowly releasing it.
People sit in front of their doorways, drawing in the cooler night air and talking with neighbours. At a street corner sits a storyteller, a Hakawati. He tells of heroes, demons, and distant lands. A dozen listeners sit on mats around him. Oil lamps are arranged in a row. His payment, voluntary coins from his audience. The oldest form of entertainment in the world. Early forms of coffee houses do not yet exist. Coffee will not become popular in Egypt until the 15th century. But there are spaces where men gather to sit together, drink date wine or pomegranate juice, and talk. Social meeting places that will one day become coffee houses. A night watchman, known as a haras, patrols the alleyway with an oil lantern. He is fire warden, protector, and community mediator all in one. He knows everyone in the neighborhood, who is sick, who is in dispute, who is receiving strangers. In the poorest alleyways, people sleep under the open sky. No home, no roof. Cairo has systems of poor relief, religious endowments, waqf institutions, distribute bread to those in need. But there are always more in need than there is bread. The Nile is invisible in the darkness, but you can sense it. The faint smell of moisture and silt that sets Cairo's nights apart from those of any other city.
That was Cairo around the year 1200, one of the largest and wealthiest cities of the medieval world. It feels like coming home. Feel free to leave a short comment. It really helps me create more videos like this. If you enjoyed this journey, leave a like and subscribe for more insights into the medieval world.